In law, every property has a precise legal boundary, an invisible line that separates land owned by one person from that owned by another. Sometimes this line will coincide with a boundary feature, like a fence, but sometimes it won't. For example, an owner might erect a fence within the extent of their property, but he will still own the strip of land on the other side of it. In reality, however, title deeds rarely define where legal boundaries lie, even if there are plans attached to them. When we register a property for the first time, we create what we call a title plan. These are based on the Ordnance Survey map for the area, and they show the Ordnance Survey map in detail, such as buildings and roads. The outline of the extent of the property or piece of land concerned is shown edged red. You can obtain copies of our title plans for a small fee. We cannot give you any information about your boundaries or property ownership over the telephone. The red edging shown on our plans only gives a general indication of the boundary location. This is because of something called the General Boundaries Rule, which is part of the legislation that governs land registry. The effect of this rule is that whilst we use plans that are drawn to scale, they cannot be used to establish the precise location of legal boundaries. Also, a feature on the Ordnance Survey map shown by a single black line, which scaled up might represent 1/3 of a metre on the ground, depending on the scale of the plan, might represent something much wider or narrower than that, such as a thick hedge or a single coarse brick wall. Another reason why our plans can't be used for this is because of something called mapping tolerances. All plans are subject to these, depending on their scale. These can mean that if you measure between two features on a plan, they may not be the same distance between those two features on the ground.